All right, our next part is labeling. All right, so we need to get some arrows and text boxes. So here I'm going to select a line and I want an arrow and I want it to point to what I want. So start wherever you want and drag it over to where it should be pointing to. Okay, now let's think of a color that will stand out on this background. So let's try this dark blue. That will stand out. For line weight, I recommend changing it to 4 so it actually shows up. So do you see how I can actually see that now? All right. And I can actually make this a little smaller. And now I need to add the text box label. So that is going to go right here. And this bone is skull. All right, so let's move this up. Let's make this bold and maybe make it 18 font. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, that looks pretty good. I just need to move this over a little closer to the arrow. And then I think we have it. All right, so there we have our skull label. Okay, I'm gonna put it just up a tiny bit. Perfect. Okay, so skull label. Now I also need to label the sternum. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is click on this arrow and I can either right click and copy it and then right click again and paste. Okay, so that's one way. So I'm gonna drag it down to where I see it pointing clearly to the sternum. Okay. And then I'm going to need to add the text box. So I'm going to so I'm going to right click copy and then right click paste and move this down and to change that to sternum. Okay, obviously I need to extend this text box a little bit so it doesn't get broken up. Move it over, click off of it, see how it looks? Beautiful. Okay, and then I'm going to continue with the labeling. So again, I'm going to take this arrow. I'm going to use Control C this time to copy it, Control V to paste, and I'm going to point to the femur. And I'm going to copy this text box, paste it down here, Control V, move that down here. Okay, but I needed not to say skull, I needed to say femur. All right, and that is how I'm going to continue with each of the other things that I need to label. So I did skull, sternum, femur, I need to do ribs, I need to do humerus, and I need to do pelvis. So those are 3 of the labels. I would have to continue and do the remaining 3.